Hi guys, it's Charlie from Feeling Charlie Arts here, and this time around we are making our own event. So let's go. I first have to make a small disclaimer. I have been sick for the past 2 weeks, so in case my voice starts cracking up, that is what it is. I am mostly fine already, but just some slight congestion in my nose and stuff like that is still lingering from the flu. So at the start of the year, I looked at the spring with 0 conventions confirmed after the second frostbite, and I just thought that we have to do something about it. We also don't have any local conventions here in Kuopio before Nekokon this summer, so I just kind of threw out this idea that we should organize our own event, and it got some interest, so that is what we are doing now. I felt like going into making our own little event, I really have the knowledge and skills to do it, so I was never like hesitant about doing it. I feel like it was just about gathering all of the right people, and after contacting some vendor and artist friends who I know live in this area, I got the people gathered, and then I found a venue for us, and now the event is going to be not a whole convention because that is a lot of effort, but a small pop-up event for just vendors and artists, and of course we are encouraging the visitors to cosplay, so I'm hoping to see at least some cosplays around, but it's mostly just a pop-up sales event. We decided to name the event Paper, Print and Silk. It describes all of the vendors really well, since we have someone who sells kimonos and also a lot of artists who do also some kind of handcrafts. So those 3 words describe it perfectly. We also included a little slogan from tradition to pop culture, which is actually in Finnish 2 P's also. So perinteistä popkulttuuriin, which also helps describe all of the vendors. I don't want to get into too much detail about how to make an event, but essentially just finding a venue, finding like-minded people, and also like just planning the schedule, how to actually do it. Those kinds of things are of course going into place, but I feel like pop-up sales event is not that difficult to organize. Basically, for us, the only cost is the location, and for some artists, they have to travel from outside of the area to the venue, so I guess those artists will have kind of costs from that, but it was totally optional. We only asked originally local people, so everyone else joining from outside of the area kind of do it, knowing that this is a first-time event, a small event, and the risk is theirs to take. I did end up having to create some marketing materials for the event. I also posted a TikTok right before I got sick, so I feel like there has been quite a lot of public interest for the event, and I hope that we get 2 great sales days with the amount of effort that we have placed. We are currently 1 week away from the event, and I am actually going to be super busy this weekend as well with something else. But I am trying to also get my stuff packed. I have not done that at all. Luckily, since it is going to be local, I can kind of take bags and whatever with me. I did do some shopping for the event. I'm running really low on business cards and also really low on the cotton filling, and those should arrive in time. The business cards might not make it, but at least the cotton filling should. I am changing the display a bit this time around, since we have a venue where we have to take our own furniture, and we can kind of use the entire space. And so I am doing something a little different for my pillows. Let's see how that works. And yeah, so next up I am just packing. So I just received my pillow filling for the 2 events that I have here in March. One for this upcoming weekend and one for Tampere Kuplii. Last time around I ran out of filling for Kuplii, so whatever I'm not using this weekend, I think I'll also try to take with me to Kuplii. Currently I am really low on filling, so I just really had to get some more. Today is Monday, so 4 days left until the convention, and I still haven't finished packing, so I think I have to do it tomorrow, but yeah. You are witnessing me here frantically speed packing. I did finish it off on Tuesday night, and it was basically the only time that I had to do it, so here I am just throwing everything in the luggage. Okay, it is now Wednesday and I have finally packed my stuff, and I want to show you guys something. Here is the poster that I made for the event. All participants are represented in the pictures, and all of the information, you're gonna have these in like this, what's called stands outside the event. The only problem, we only now noticed that we actually have to end the event earlier on Saturday. The shopping center closes at 4 p.m. so we have to somehow change this into a 6. So kind of sad, we have advertised until 7, but now we have to change it to say 4 p.m. There is also another problem. The venue wants us to pay for it in advance, but I have not received the invoice, so I have not been able to pay, so I soon have to call them to check out how do we do this. I guess it's a problem on their end, because I just have not at all received an invoice, and I hope that they can somehow resolve this. Otherwise, I don't know if we are going to have an event at all. Fingers crossed that this is not something that makes us have to cancel the whole thing. I just received a box of restock, and guess who is the owner of it now? This was not supposed to arrive for this event, but it is here now, so I might just well go through it during the slow hours of the event. I don't think I have the time to sort everything out before the event, so I will just take it as it is. And Noki already owns it. I am just too curious after all to not take a little peek inside. I got a restock of some lanyard keychains, and I can already see that there is an issue with them again. They come with the epoxy once again. They are supposed to not have any additional techniques, so that is annoying. This is like the 4th time this has happened. I have to say that these are the ones that I'm most excited about. They are a match with my little Rudo standees. So yay, now I have the engine variation. So I've just called the contact person at the venue, and they said that while they have done their best to get the invoice to us at time. It seems that it is no one's fault currently that it hasn't reached me, and even if I don't get it in time, we can still hold the event as planned. So that is one less of a thing to worry about. Okay, I guess I know how to operate it now. And he also knows. Good morning. Today is Friday, so it is finally time for the event, and I am so nervous and excited at the same time. I'm just hoping that it goes well. Actually, yesterday, my local, I guess you can call it newspaper, called me and they want to make a story about me and my hobby as an artist and as someone who also sells my art. So that actually gives me even more pressure. They are coming on Saturday, so I'm hoping that I can look presentable and that I can answer all of their questions. But first, we have to get through today. So it is currently 8 a.m. and soon I will be heading out to the event venue. I have everything packed with me. I hope that I am not forgetting anything important, but yeah, so I'm heading to the venue first. I get the keys to the venue and then I will be hopefully taking everything I have with me to the venue before anyone else arrives, so that I can actually stay inside and look out for everyone else's stuff while I start my own setup. And I hope that everything goes well. There might be some things that we have not taken into account at the venue. For example, is there any toilet paper in the toilet, and what do we do with all of the trash and stuff like that. So I still have to ask all of that when I get the keys, and hoping that just everything goes smoothly. If I need to go purchase something for the venue, I will be doing that before we open, so that everything is set for the day and tomorrow. So in a few minutes I will be starting packing my car and then heading out to the venue. I have to be there by 9, so I still have a bit of time before I have to leave. But yeah, next up, packing the car and heading out. Okay, all finished and the car is literally full of stuff, so now we head out. So we made it here. Oh my god, my hair is already such a mess. The venue is much more spacious than I thought, and we have someone who actually works at the venue also vending this weekend, so that helps us tremendously with all of the little practical stuff. So now I'm heading out to get the rest of my stuff. Okay, so I chose this spot. This is what the venue is like. Already some people are here setting up, but it looks quite spacious. Almost ready. Now I'm heading out to move my car, and then I'm finishing everything off. Okay, so in the end, finishing everything off took a bit longer than I expected, and we only have 30 minutes before we open, so let's check out the table. Here it is, finally finished, and what I did here was set all of my pillows to the side. I hope that people also notice the pillows that do not fit here. The lanyards are here, and pretty much everything else on the table is as per usual, except for the fact that I do not have the pillow shelf up there. And yeah, so now I am ready. Okay, so let's check out the space. We have plenty of room here. And this is what it's looking like inside. Super excited. I have to show you guys my backspace. So everything is huge mess. We are technically not open yet, but I just made my first sale for the weekend, so hoping that this turns out great. It is currently quite slow. We did make some sales at the beginning, but now it's empty. I guess we will have more people in the evening. So while waiting, I am organizing my order. At least there's something to keep me busy. So it is now about 3:30, and for me it got a bit busier for a moment there, but otherwise it has been quite a slow start. I am on the floor since the last hour or so has been super slow, and there has literally been no customers, so I am counting my new stock once again. About 30 minutes left of the day, and even though it has been snow, I did make some sales, so hoping for a better day tomorrow. Okay, bye venue, see you tomorrow. Good morning guys, it is now Saturday, and it is so nice to get to sleep at home after a long day of an event. So yesterday ended up being really slow, but despite that, I feel like I came into this event with so little expectations that I actually managed to get more than half of what I expected to get the whole weekend. So if today is busier like we are anticipating, I think it would turn out great. I have to say that I am not nervous only for my success in this event as I am organizing it. I feel like I also want everyone else to do great, because of course if no one else does well, no one wants to participate in another event like this again. So the success of the day is really detrimental for the future of events like this in my area. I feel like overall all of the vendors seemed really positive yesterday. I think a lot of them had really low costs, so even though the sales weren't great, at least they were taking really low risks. So I feel like everyone was still happy, and at least I got to really get to know some of my fellow artists and vendors by having like really a lot of time to chat with them. So I think that was really the great part of yesterday. I feel like the better we artists and small business owners know each other in this area, the more organized we can be to organize anything like this in the future as well. So yesterday was not a total waste of time, but for today I am hoping that all of the paying customers also arrive. So next up I am eating breakfast and then I'm heading to the venue. I have to be the first one there just because I am the one with the keys. So I try to be there 9:30 to let everyone in. Let's go for day 2. Okay, so right here we are and ready to open. Let's check out the table. I am actually super happy with how the little pillows basket did yesterday. People are more inclined to touch and grab and I'm just hoping that today no one tries to nick anything, because I cannot see very well from behind the taller structure to the pillow thing, but I'm just hoping that everyone is in their best behavior. I was actually super happy. I also sold a tote bag. Those usually sell really poorly. I sold some lanyards yesterday, some magnets, even some button pins. The stickers, especially the small stickers, were a big hit yesterday. Unfortunately, none of the standees sold, and none of the special keychains sold, but hopefully we do better today. We quite literally open in 5 minutes, so there is not much waiting time here. So, hoping for a great day for everyone. Let's go. It is now 10 a.m. and we have opened, so I am starting the day with the tea and made already one sale. There is no rush yet, but hoping that it gets busier for today. Okay, I am starting to get worried. It is now 11 and there is still very few people here. I'm just hoping that everyone is sleeping in and soon there will be a bunch of people, but currently I am slightly worried. So for some reason my microphone hasn't recorded any sound for the clips for the whole day. But to summarize everything, at 11:30 it got a bit busier, but then it got quiet again and there have been long quiet hours. So unfortunately that is what is going on. I feel like people have different kind of shopping tendencies in events like this. They go quickly around the room and then they just disappear, and in conventions they tend to go around again and again and again, so they spend more money in the end. Okay, it is now 2 p.m. and it has gotten a bit busier since about 1:30. Hoping that it stays this way and that everyone finishes strong. Okay, it is now 3 p.m. so we have 1 more hour left. It has been a bit busier for the last hour or so. We did make one big sale which has saved the day and we have reached my goal, so I guess after all it wasn't a total bust, but of course the expectations for today were quite high. We still have the last hour left, so maybe it turns out even better, but let's see. Okay, we have about 5 more minutes before we close, and the last hour has been the busiest so far this weekend, so I guess great. Soon we say goodbye to the table. This is the last look of the table. I'm super happy with the pillow thing, even though they didn't sell that well this weekend, but yep. Soon we tear down the setup. Okay, it is Sunday, today after Paper Print and Silk, so let's talk about the event. As you can see from the video, it was super slow during the entire 12 hours that we had as sales time. I guess if this was a convention, I would be really sad about the outcome, but since it is just a sales event, I kind of understand what happened. And in hindsight, I really realized that it is not fair to compare this event to conventions. We didn't have any established visitors beforehand. we didn't sell any tickets, so we had no clue on who is gonna show up or not. Also, conventions have a lot of other stuff going on aside from the vendors, which tends to pull in more visitors. So since we only had it as a sales event, it kind of maybe fell off the radar for many people who would have visited a convention. I do feel like it was a great learning experience how to create an event like this. Even though I have done a lot of events before, this was a new experience for me. I have never hosted a pop-up before, so you live and you learn. I do kind of feel bad for my fellow artists and vendors for this event, since it was my original idea to kind of do this event, and I just hope that everyone still enjoyed their time and kind of had fun, even if their sales might not have been up to expectations. Personally, the things that I liked the most about this event was, in fact, getting to know all of my fellow small business owners who live in the same area as me. Of course, we have met before at events, but I have never had quite as much time to kind of chat with everyone, and I really love that we all kind of hustled around the same thing. And yeah, I just really love to now know more about my fellows with whom I share lot of similarities. I was also really happy to hear that one of the colleagues at this event said that they had watched my videos in the past and gotten inspired to start their own journey from my videos. So I'm super happy that I can be an inspiration to at least someone. So thank you for watching, and I also want to thank everyone who swung by during the weekend. It really meant a lot to all of us artists that you visited the little shop. So sales-wise, I made a bit over 500 euros, and my profit of that is about 400 euros. Cost-wise, I only had to pay my part of the venue rental and, of course, taxes. Sales tax is one of the biggest costs for me usually, and that is also true for this event. If this was any other event, I would be kind of sad with the outcome, but since this event had such a low risk and we really didn't know what to expect, I think it is a decent start. Maybe if we did this event in the future, we could actually attract more visitors. They would already be well aware of what we are offering, and then it would be easier to make the decision to come to the event. Regarding the continuation of the event, we did discuss this with the other small business owners, and it seems that there is interest to keep this going. Personally, I felt like it was quite a lot of work for me, and I do not know if I have the energy at the end of the year to do this again. We did discuss kind of a Christmas market thing before, but I would gladly let some of the other artists lead this kind of project, and I would definitely join if they decide to do so. If you like this video, please leave a like, comment or subscribe, and I will make sure to leave the links to all of my socials down below so you can also go check them out. I'm really happy to announce that the next show for me is Tampere Kuplii. I actually got in off the reserve list, so you will hopefully be seeing me in there. I only have 2 more weeks to prepare for that show, so hope to see you guys there. Bye.